Memes. Memes are a great way to help you forget how much you hate living every day. What I meant to say is memes are a great way to distract yourself from the fact that we're all going to die someday. Memes. They're funny. And Geometry Dash memes are no exception. So today, we're gonna be ranking 25 Geometry Dash memes and see which one is the best and which one is the worst. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into this with what is the most popular recent Geometry Dash meme, the lobotomy, fire in the hole, normal face guy. 2.2 allowed us to make in-game YouTube poops, and I think that is amazing. It was definitely something that Geometry Dash needed. And the fire in the hole sound bit is a stupid, funny little thing. But it is annoying. This meme obviously had more of a youth appeal. I'm gonna give it B. I think that's a good place for it, but I think it could go to C if I really cared that much. By the way, I tried to have a good balance between new and old memes. Like, if you look at these, some of these are really old. Like this next one right here, probably the oldest GD meme in GD meme history. Back on Track being the hardest level of all time. I think it deserves the respect for being like the most important GD meme, I guess. I'm gonna put it in A. Probably the longest lasting joke I've seen in this game's history. We have a newer one right here, and it's all the limbo memes. There have been a few clever ones to come out of this, and ones I've definitely laughed at. I feel like the subject matter here doesn't really give it much wiggle room. It's just not that versatile of a meme, and for that reason, I'm gonna put it in C. But out of these three, I have seen some of the funniest memes come out of this one. I tried to only pick memes that were real trends and not just like one-off things. So I am going to consider things like impact and variety in my rankings. For the next one, I got another really funny one that I'm just going to place right in A. Let me explain why. This is the Trusta nerf meme. Quick GD history lesson. Yatagarasu was a Extreme Demon Mega Collab that I'm sure a lot of us know. Trusta was the verifier of this level, and he did nerf it a little bit to get it out faster. The nerfs were minor, but the damage was done, and the community was really upset about it. But over time, it turned from upset into kind of a meme. The whole nerf for nothing thing. I think the only person it really had a negative impact was on Trusta himself. I think at first Trusta was a little bit upset with how people reacted to him nerfing the level, but over time, I think the more memes arose, the more he kind of went into it. He posted things like this showing that he kind of did approve of the meme, so I think it sits comfortably in A. Next, we have Viprin and Paste. So for a very long time, Viprin was the #1 creator in Geometry Dash in terms of creator points. But it was generally agreed that Viprin didn't do this by being some 10 out of 10 perfect creator. He did it by making very repetitive levels that didn't really have much life to them. And people joked about this with the Viprin and Paste meme. Get it? Like, instead of copy and paste, Viprin and Paste. He wound up making like merch for it and stuff. I don't know. It was kind of funny. I guess I'll put it in C. I think D is gonna be like the only like bad tier here. Looking at some of these other memes, I think I'm actually gonna put the limbo memes up to B. Next, we have Riot beating Deadly Club Step.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is one of the funniest and most goofy reactions I've ever seen anyone have to beating a level. It was memed to oblivion. I think another thing that popularized the meme was the Best of Riot video that had like over 1 million views. Great meme. I'm putting it in A. Next, we have a video that kind of morphed into a meme trend. Many years ago, there was a YouTuber named Riversiver, and he made a video called Everything Wrong with Dear Nostalgists. Dear Nostalgists was a level by Triaxis that kind of poked fun at people who wanted the old Geometry Dash back and made a level that was all in 1.0 style with some like new 2.0 stuff in it. I personally really like the level. I find the gameplay very fun. I think the song fits very well within the theme. I really like the part with all like the 3x speeds. And even though I do think this video had some valid criticism in it, a lot of the hate for Dear Nostalgists was not just for the level itself, but it was also directed onto Triaxis herself. Nothing here really seemed to be in good faith, so I'm gonna give this a D. The trend of hating this level was always kind of stupid in my opinion, even though it's not like a perfect level. Next, we have another one that's kind of in the same realm, but a lot funnier.
Have you sent it to RobTop yet? Have you sent it to RobTop yet? Have you sent it to...
In 2017, legendary Geometry Dash player Etzer made a YouTube video called How to Get Featured in Geometry Dash Tutorial. In the video, he jokes about how to get a level rated, you have to harass moderators asking, have you sent it to RobTop yet? The video was obviously satire, it's a really funny video, and still to this day, I find it funny. A lot of the memes that spawned out of it were also really funny. The only thing for me keeping it out of S was how a lot of moderators did actually get harassed because of this meme. And it's kind of sad how many people, I feel like, didn't pick up on the irony of this. Harassing moderators will not get your level rated. I'm gonna put it an A. So this next one is another Etzer related meme. 8-0 is a level by Zobros and Etzer that has a peculiar sound in the first half of the song. We're gonna try to keep it family friendly here, but just imagine. So that's the first part of this whole thing that was memed. The second part was when Etzer uploaded the video of the level to his channel, he did a vocal cover of the song, presumably because it was copyrighted. So Etzer actually went on to make a remix of the song using like GD player snippets, and it was such a cool little moment in GD history. It was really funny, and a lot of the stuff that spawned out of it was also funny. Man, A's getting full, but I think I'm gonna have to put this in A. Next, we have kind of a controversial one. We have Kai Guy's Dash Academy and Kai Guy's channel as a whole. Commonly seen as a low-effort Geometry Dash YouTuber, people make jokes about Kai Guy's editing style and his content in general, about how inauthentic it is. His goal was never to be some great Geometry Dash YouTuber. It was always just to get as many views as possible, and a lot of people in GD saw right through this. But then later on, Kai Guy went on to make something called Dash Academy, which was kind of the Geometry Dash equivalent to Andrew Tate's Hustlers University. Basically, you would pay so much money for a program on how to get better at Geometry Dash, how to get better at making GD videos. I won't get too much into my personal opinion here, but the memes that spawned out of this were really funny. So I think I'm gonna have this one sit comfortably in B. Oh, we got a good one next. The Devil Vortex Saw Blades. Tosh Deluxe is a player that a lot of people saw as illegitimate for a while, but there was no definitive proof of him hacking. But people's heads started to turn when they noticed a certain number of saw blades on top of Devil Vortex. Tosh denied this claim all those years ago, and still to this day denies it. The memes that came out of this, in my opinion, are some of the funniest things that have happened in Geometry Dash. This is GD's loss. I have to put this in S. Next, we have the Club Step Monster. Mystic is a Geometry Dash level that was pretty popular, and it happens to include this little guy right here. The original one is from the level Club Step, obviously, hence the name Club Step Monster. The mythic Club Step Monster seems to be the most popular example of it. A lot of memes came out of this that I thought were pretty funny. I guess B. Next we... Oh god, how do I explain this one? Clubbet is a spin-off of the Club Step Monster. The oldest iteration of this meme that I found was this one right here from 2018. Pretty much, with the release of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, there was an item called the Super Crown, in which if Toad wears the crown, it turns into Peach or something like that. So people took this and ran with it. People started making feminine versions of everything. And this trend bled into Geometry Dash, and Clubbet is essentially a female version of the Club Step Monster. This meme was obviously for the more mature audiences of Geometry Dash. I'll put it in B. Next, we have Congregation Jump Scare. Now, this isn't the first time we've had jump scare memes in Geometry Dash. Bloodbath jump scare was a thing for a while. VSC jump scare was a thing for a while. It's kind of stale. It's kind of boring. Nothing really interesting is happening here. Kind of unoriginal. I'll put it in D. Next, we have a similar one, but I think is significantly more creative. Is the 7% in Dash with the spider. I'm so glad I am not the only one that struggled with this part when they first played Dash. It is such like a weirdly complicated part, and by far the hardest part in the entire level. I'm glad that it does happen so early on into the level and it doesn't happen at like 80% or something. The memes kind of criticizing this part and poking fun at it are really funny, but I think where this meme really shines is when they try to put the Dash spider into like other mediums. I'll put some examples on the screen right now. I think it's enjoyable. I don't think it's the greatest meme. I'll put it in C. Next, we have Nobbleboy dying at 98% in Bloodlust. What the fuck? As someone who saw this happen live, This was a crazy moment in GD history. There's a very interesting video by Ladion if you want to check out the full history about this verification, but at this point, there were not many levels that took this long to verify, and he died in like the worst place humanly imaginable. The reaction is sad, but really funny at the same time. I was originally going to put Mifui's death on here, but people didn't really meme that one. People kind of just saw it as sad, and how like, if he actually had verified Sonic Wave, Geometry Dash history would have been changed. Like, so much would be different today if he had just beaten that level. Kind of crazy to think about, but, you know, this is funny in retrospect, especially since Namba Boy did beat Bloodlust and Mifui did not beat Sonic Wave. I'll put this in... I'll put it in B. This was the biggest meme back in 2016-2017, which is kind of insane because I feel like nobody remembers this one. Cyrillic was a Geometry Dash player who was highly criticized at the time for many reasons. And C1997 was a Geometry Dash documentary YouTuber who I to this day consider to be one of the greatest ever. He made a diss track called Wannabe, saying that he wanted to be like Cyclic, but he wasn't him. And in the song, he really grabs for some low-hanging fruit, and he doesn't make that many valid criticisms. He kind of just, like, calls him fat. It's really not funny. It was funny at the time because it was 2016 and we all laughed at edgy humor, but looking back, the song was terrible. It was just very stupid criticism. I'm gonna put this straight into D. Verify Low Death. Low Death is a super buffed version of High Life, which is one of the greatest levels of all time. Karma L, who was at the time known as Crazy Man 50, took on this project for seemingly no reason. I guess he just wanted to have some fun. In typical Karma L fashion, he wanted to verify the level that he made himself, and it wound up being a lot harder than he expected. He wound up scrapping the level, but a lot of people complained because they wanted to see Low Death out so bad for some reason. This included myself. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see the level out. I do remember at the time Crazy Man did not really find the meme that funny because he really did not want to verify the level. He kind of just wanted to let it die. But on April Fool's Day of 2020, Low Death was released onto servers. He verified the level in secret and released it on April Fool's Day as a joke. One of the most legendary joke levels in history, and one of the most legendary stories in GD history. I'll put it in A. Next, we have Nepesta's reaction to beating Kinos. This was by far the biggest Geometry Dash meme in GD history. It reached far past the Geometry Dash community into just normal meme culture. Funny, enjoyable, innocent meme, and it was also such a cool moment for Nepesta since it was probably like his biggest verification ever. I did see some criticism for people saying that he was overreacting, which I've spoken out about a lot. I think it's absolutely insane to say like reactions like his are overreactions because he put months and hundreds of thousands of attempts into this level. Obviously, he's going to have a reaction like this. Just a really funny reaction. Gotta put it in an A. Next is kind of just like a stupid one. I don't even like know what the origin of this image is. I think the story goes, people were like, we should have more demon ratings that separate like an easy demon from a medium demon or whatnot. And this was created. And I think the shining star from all this was the grandpa demon. It's such a funny, stupid image. I'll put it in C because it doesn't have that much significance, but it's still a funny meme. Okay, looking at this, I think I'm gonna put the lobotomy fire in the hole down to C. Next, we have She's in Love with the Concept from Karma L's level EXO. This is a weird one because in research for this video, I could not find as many memes as I remember seeing when the level came out. The song in this level is EXO by Eden, but it is a cover by this guy named Aaron Musselwhite who does an excellent job of covering the song. But the first lyric that's said in this level is, "She's in love with the concept." The cover is incredible, don't get me wrong, and I think it even rivals Eden's original version, but just the way he says this first lyric, to me, is a little bit goofy. But it's just kind of weird how this meme just like didn't have like a lasting impact. It was such a short-lived but good meme. I'll put it in C. It was enjoyable but not the best. Next, we have such a simple, basic one, but it is a classic GD meme. In the verification of Bloodbath, did Riot say quack?
Quack.
Or swag?
Quack.
He obviously said swag, but a lot of people did think he said quack, including myself. It's such a funny, stupid meme, and it's crazy that people still talk about it to this day. Even though it didn't really have that many memes like spawn out of it, it had such a cultural impact on GD memes. It's gotta be S. Next, we have Zobros Easy. Zobros is one of the most legendary creators and players in the game, and he was so good at this game that he pretty much said every demon he beat was easy. And this became a meme with a lot of people saying that their hardest completions are easy. I'm also kind of doing a 2-in-1 in this with Zobros because Mr. Beast, many years before he became the Mr. Beast he is today, reviewed Zobros' channel art, and that kind of brought a lot of eyes to Mr. Beast, so a lot of old GD players, including myself, knew of Mr. Beast well before he ever became super famous, and people memed that one too. I'll do B for now, but it can move up. Next, we have Buff This. In 2017-2018, a lot of people were complaining about straight fly in demons. People were calling a lot of the hell levels that were made at the time unoriginal because of how much straight fly they had. It wasn't really much of a joke, it was more of a conversation, but then Boy of the Cones decided to do something about that. Him and I believe Castrix made a level called Buff This, which is entirely straight fly. People got so upset at this at the time. People were saying this was the worst rated level. There is nothing worse than this. They were even hating on the song and the song's creator. People went to extreme lengths to hate on this level, and I always thought it was funny. It's totally a valid criticism to say that a lot of extreme demons now are unoriginal because they have too much straight fly, but it got to a point where people were starting to become whiny about it, where anytime people saw an instance of straight fly in a level, they were like, oh, this is unoriginal. So to poke fun at this was such a cool and fun idea. I'll give it A. Last but least, we have the Guitar Hero Styles memes. I'm not getting into it here, but we all know he's a bad person. A lot of these memes came out of the controversy that he was involved in, and I didn't really find them funny. It was just really a sad situation for all parties involved. There was a whole movement against him, #AdVout, and to this day, it doesn't seem like that affected him much. He still pulls in hundreds of thousands of views, and he only is going up in subscribers. Meming the situation did not help anything. A lot of times when people meme serious things, it actually can lead to some sort of a positive thing and where it kind of spread awareness of some sort of issue. But I think the movement itself did its job, and a lot of the top GD players speaking out about it also did their job. I think this is a D tier. This is a D tier meme. Okay, I reordered things a little bit. I switched Kai Guy and the Dash Spider meme. One, I realized that the more Kai Guy memes are made, the more attention goes to him, and I don't want that to happen. And I think I need to give the Dash Spider a little bit more credit because a lot of creative memes have come out of it. I wanted to make the S tier a really exclusive club of memes that are just so classic and just so perfect. But yeah, here's my final list. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm thinking of doing a part 2 because there are so many more GD memes I can cover. So if you think I missed any big ones, comment them down below and maybe I'll do it in a future video. I also think I forgot to mention, but I was the one who made this tier list. So if you want to do it yourself, I have a link in the description for you to make your own. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.